Ukraine's fight against Russia is about to get even harder, not just on the battlefield, but in the bank. With the United States pulling the plug on financial aid and Europe struggling to agree on how to fund Kyiv's war efforts, the country faces a growing crisis. How to keep its economy and its defense alive. This week, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen outlined a Plan B for Ukraine's funding, highlighting the complexity of the situation within European Union. The EU's initial proposal, a 140 billion euros reputation loan pegged to frozen Russian assets, was also seen as a clever way to make Moscow indirectly pay for the destruction it caused. But the plan has hit a wall, with Belgium refusing to sign off.
I very much welcome the European Council's very clear commitment in the last meeting to cover Ukraine's financial needs for the next 2 years, 2026-2027. This is the reason why we are now working very closely with Belgium and all the member states on options, how to deliver on this commitment. It's clear we will deliver and we will cover the financial needs of Ukraine for the next 2 years. The discussion is now on the how.
Belgium's problem? The frozen Russian assets worth hundreds of billions are held at Euroclever, a financial institution based in Brussels. If the EU seizes or use that money to back a loan, Belgium fears it could face a massive lawsuit or even retaliation from the Kremlin. Prime Minister Barth has demanded full legal guarantees, which some other countries from EU are reluctant to give. Von der Leyen, addressing the European Parliament on Thursday, insisted the reputation loan is still the best option. The talks drags on. Ukraine's financial reserves are sinking fast. With Washington cutting off aid under President Donald Trump, Europe now bears almost the entire burden of sustaining Kyiv's war economy.
And there are three options. Option one is to use the budget's headroom to raise money on the capital markets. Option two is to have an intergovernmental agreement that member states raise the necessary capital by themselves. And option three is to have a reparations loan. This is based on immobilized Russian asset. So this would mean take the cash balances from the immobilized Russian assets, hand them as a loan to Ukraine, and Ukraine has to pay back this loan if Russia pays back reparations. This is the most effective way to sustain Ukraine's defense and its economy. And it's the clearest way to make Russia understand that time is not on their side.
On the ground, Ukraine's position is deteriorating. Russia forces have been pushing deeper into southeastern region of Zaporozhye, forcing Ukrainian troops to retreat from several frontline villages. Commissioner admits the situation has significantly worsened as Russia intensifies its artillery strikes and drone assaults. Western analyst warns that without steady financial military backing, Ukraine could start losing not just territory but morale. The delays in funding have already slowed the supply of ammunition and equipment. Kyiv needs billions each quarter just to pay soldiers, import fuels and maintain basic services. If the reputation loan fails, von der Leyen says Brussels could issue debt backed by EU budget or encourage individual member of states to offer bilateral loan. However, that means more borrowing. Some countries like Germany and Nordic countries are hesitant about. Belgium concerns are fair, but their demands are maximalist. Yet the clock is ticking. Without fresh cash, Ukraine could face a severe funding shortfall by mid-2026. Despite the financial uncertainty, Ukraine's President Zelensky remained adamant that his country's future lies in Europe. Speaking at Enlargement Summit, he said joining the EU even by 2030 may sound like a science fiction, but it remains his government's goal.
And the United States of America need to be open to the opportunities of long-distance weapons, long-range weapons. That is very important. Even as a deterring factor, we need to have it, to use it. We need the support of the US, we need the support of President Trump about that, and it will be a decisive pressure against Russia. Then sanctions, which are so important, and here I'd like to express my gratitude to Europe, the European Union, for the 19th sanctions package.
The European Commission's latest report praised Ukraine's remarkable commitment to reforms but warns against backsliding on corruption. Still, officials like EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas says 2030 is a realistic goal. As the winter approaches, Ukraine finds itself fighting on two fronts, one against Russian troops and another against political fatigue in the West. Von der Leyen's message was clear. Europe must show Putin that time Von der Leyen's message was clear. Europe must show Putin that time is not on his side. But with initial division deepening and money running out, it's unclear if Europe itself believes that anymore. The war grinds on, and so does Ukraine's wait for the next lifeline. What will happen next is still uncertain. We'll keep you posted as the story unfolds. For more geopolitical stories, keep watching Moneycontrol.
Welcome to Moneycontrol, your ultimate destination in the ever-evolving world of finance, business, markets, policy and technology. India's preeminent news platform, driven by facts and fueled by data. A platform made in India, for India and for the world. Moneycontrol.com has a staggering reach of 100 million plus monthly active users and 6.02 million daily active users. Being a transformative digital force, reshaping how we engage with money, markets and news. Setting us apart is our commitment to delivering accurate information and empowering financial decision-making in a dynamic ecosystem. Seeking a deeper dive into the financial realm, we present Moneycontrol Pro, a powerhouse of exclusive insights, providing actionable investment ideas and expert analysis. Because in today's fast-paced world, informed decisions demand both information and expertise. And we have 1 million plus Moneycontrol Pro total paid subscribers and 100% return in 1.5 years, beating the market. Explore market trends, access expert opinions, and utilize essential financial tools all at your fingertips. Join the millions who trust Moneycontrol.com for their financial journey, where facts meet finance and data drives decisions. Think markets, think Moneycontrol.